Finance Q&A speaking skills, cadence, pauses, and clarity. In finance Q&A, your delivery can be the difference between confidence and confusion. High-stakes discussions demand crystal clarity because decisions and reputations ride on every word. Your cadence, how you pace, pause, and emphasize, guides what the listener notices. A steady rhythm helps them track your logic and trust your numbers. Strategic pauses give you a moment to think, reduce nerves, and prevent rushing into unclear answers. They also signal control. You're choosing your words, not reacting. Master cadence, and your message sounds precise, calm, and credible, even when questions are tough. You don't need a native accent. You need to be intelligible. Clear messaging beats perfect pronunciation every time. Focus on stressing key words, figures, actions, and decisions. And soften fillers like or you know, so they don't compete with meaning. For tricky sounds, model short phrases from clear speakers in your target accent and mimic rhythm and stress, not every vowel detail. Example, we reduced costs by 12% this quarter. Keep stressed words firm. Keep connectors light. When listeners easily catch your key terms, your expertise comes through without distraction. Aim for 120 to 150 words per minute when answering. This rate feels confident yet digestible under pressure. Chunk ideas. Deliver one thought per breath, then pause. Example, revenue grew in Europe. Pause. North America was flat. Use emphasis to spotlight numbers and verbs, the action and the magnitude. Try tone lifts on key data. Cash flow increased to $48 million. Slowing slightly on figures prevents errors and helps memory. Together, controlled rate, clear chunks, targeted emphasis. Your message lands cleanly, and your audience stays with you from headline to detail. Use a short pause before answering to frame your response. 2 points. Pause first. This signals structure and buys thinking time. Add micro pauses after figures to let numbers register. CapEx was $32.5 million. Beat up 9% year over year. Silence is also a tool for control. After a concise answer, hold a brief pause to invite follow-ups or to gently stop over-talking. Pauses reduce filler, calm your voice, and highlight what matters. Think of silence as punctuation. It shapes meaning and projects authority without a single extra word. Make numbers easy to follow by grouping. State millions, right-pointing arrow thousands, right-pointing arrow units. Example, revenue was $312 million. That's 312. For decimals and percentages, slow down and separate parts. Margin was 12.4%, 12.4. Use contrast words to sharpen risk language. Rise versus fall, risk versus cost, exposure versus return. Example, costs fell, but supplier risk rose. Keep comparisons parallel. Up from, down to, versus. Clear structure prevents mishearing, especially on calls with imperfect audio or when stakeholders are scanning for the bottom line. When challenged, acknowledge, pause, then bridge to your core message. Example, that's a fair concern. Pause. Here's how we're addressing it. Repeat or reframe the question to confirm scope. You're asking about Q4 liquidity, specifically cash coverage. Then signpost your structure. First, current position. Then, drivers. Finally, outlook. This sequence shows control, reduces defensiveness, and keeps you concise. If data is pending, say so, and offer timing. We'll have the final figure Friday. Clarity and composure turn tough moments into credibility wins. Watch for machine gun speed when stressed. It blurs logic and numbers. Slow your first sentence to set pace. Avoid trailing endings that drop volume and swallow the most important words. Finish strong, especially after figures. Don't let filler stacks, like you know, take over. Replace them with a 1 to 2 second pause. Also beware of rising intonation at the end of statements, which can sound uncertain. Aim for a calm, final downward tone on conclusions. Guidance remains unchanged. Small fixes in Cadence instantly upgrade authority. Create a tight practice loop. Script key answers to common questions and mark pauses with slashes. Record and time yourself. Adjust to 120 to 150 WPM. Listen for clarity on numbers and endings. Rehearse the pattern. Question right pointing arrow, pause, right pointing arrow. Headline, right pointing arrow, detail. Example, pause, headline. Liquidity remains strong. Detail, cash is $480 million. Debt maturities are staggered. Rotate in tough follow-ups and bridge lines. Repeat until cadence feels automatic. Then shorten scripts to bullet prompts. Consistent, focused reps build muscle memory you can trust under pressure.